And welcome back, everyone. So continuing on with this roundtable discussion about quests. Again, keep in mind this is high-level discussion at this point in time. We'll start drilling down as we get deeper and deeper into the quest system itself.
That's right. Now, I am saving all of these notes, so if I mention something that you find interesting and you want to come back to it, just later on, once we get to that stage of the discussion, I should be able to call back everything we've said so far. So what I want to do now is break a little bit away. We have been talking about categories, primarily the category of game-driven quests. Quests that are presented to you by the game world itself, either because the designers sat down and came up with a whole bunch of written dialogue or wrote out some quest chains, or because of a highly complicated algorithm that decided you should be given this quest. These are all internal quests. Now, before we move on to the world of external quests, which is a big, long, and involved discussion in and of itself, I want to take just a moment and talk about some of the standard content-driven quest types that I've thought of, and I want to see if anybody else can think of any as well. So these, I'll just jot down a note here. These will be content-driven quest types.
Feels like a rundown of the charts.
It probably kind of is.
At number 1, fetch and carry.
It kind of is. It really is. So, but I've got these broken up into two. I know I get to use the word categories a lot, but it really kind of is. We've got PvP and PvE. Now, PvE list is a lot longer than the PvE P quest, just so you know.
How about, instead of doing the split up like that, just do PvE, draw a line, and then we'll work our way all the way down.
Well, okay.
And then PvP.
Okay, because there's not that many. I think a lot of the quests you could come up with are, in the end, derivatives of most of the stuff that I've listed here, though it's entirely possible somebody's going to come up with one that I hadn't even thought of in any form. But let's just go. We'll go through it anyway. So we've got your standard collection quest, which is... Oh, actually, let me actually write out. Go get X, whatever X is. We've got the kill quest, which is simply go kill X, make it dead, whatever it is, no matter however many of them there are, go make them dead. We have the exploration quest. And really, this boils down to go stand in spot.
There.
Yeah, in spot X. When you really boil it down, all those exploration quests mean just go stand in this little area for just a minute, and so the computer knows that you broke that volume. And then we have the escort quest, my very most hated one.
Oh yeah. Can
But
we just
it is there.
pretend they don't exist? Can we say that that's one of your stipulations?
Go keep X safe.
When will they ever invent an artificial intelligence that's actually competent when they use export?
There's your you just wrote your new job description right there.
Yeah.
All right, we have the deliver quest.
Nelson doesn't like doing hard things.
This is actually kind of, you could probably call this courier quest, but
Really, I like doing hard things. What hard things do I like doing?
I heard the sigh when he mentioned developing a adequate AI system.
Well,
Yeah.
Actually, you know what?
Contradiction in terms.
I'm going to take deliver and just change it over to courier, just total personal
I think
preference.
really, yeah. I mean, it's just a variation on collection quest, isn't it? Really.
Sort of, but you're not actually going to get anything. They hand it to you and say, I need this taken from where you were standing right now to this other person or place over here.
Yeah, Gavin, it's like black and white. It's totally different. Apples and oranges.
Hey, people, I'm trying not to use profanity, so quit tempting me.
Go get me a parcel.
That's
Or,
right.
Here's
That's
a parcel. Take it to him.
Well, what about intercepting couriers?
That could just be a
kill
kill
quest.
quest combined with a collection quest.
And
All
it
right.
has to be Wonderflorium.
All right, now we have interact, which is really go use the E key or something, or equivalent, on X. So go open this gate, go, use this computer, whatever, but you're going to go interact with that. Then we have the craft quest. Now, here's the funny thing about the crafting quest. If you're not careful, like if you did this the way that like World of Warcraft does a lot of their crafting quests, it just ends up being a collection quest. So you really literally have to track whether or not the player crafted whatever it is they're supposed to craft. Otherwise, it's just a collection quest. But it really boils down to, wow, my cursor's just.
You mean
crazy.
you're going to make crafting quests where you can't just collect the quest and then immediately pay him out of your pocket?
Exactly.
Stuff you've already made.
Yeah, Nelson.
I did that in Rift where I got a crafting quest. 3 potions. I walked over the guy standing next to the quest giver, bought 3 potions, and I completed the quest.
See, and that kind of stuff is just wrong.
Yeah.
And the other one I have is hack, which is right now it's go extract,
Retrieve unauthorized data.
Yeah, well, it's go extract info from X.
Isn't that just like an interact square?
Technically, until you take into account that there would be some sort of, in finger quotes, mini game associated with hacking. So it's more than just going out and doing something. There has to be a success and failure based on your hacking skill.
Now, one of the things that's...
But in a way, yeah, it's kind of like interact.
One of the things that's kind of important to me, and if you guys all disagree, then that's fine. The way that I had written the quest system in the MMO tech was off the concept of tasks. All of these things that we're looking at right here are tasks. A quest is a collection of tasks. For instance, in the real world, if you're going to go mow, Henry Johnson's yard, he's going to want it mowed. He's going to want the raked up.
You're going to need a mower.
What you're getting at is that you could have a quest that's actually to kill this, take this over here, and then hack this computer while you're out.
It allows for us much more complex quests, and that's one of the things I really hated about World of Warcraft. I know we're not in stipulations, but dear God, I hate somebody saying, go out there into the woods and bring me back 2 acorns. All right, fine. So you go out to the woods, you get 2 acorns, you come back. Here you go. All right, what do I get? All right, hey, a little bit of silver. Sweet. Now go back out into the woods and get me 5
right where you
branches.
were just standing.
And you were just there beside. It's like, what the hell? Now you're making me just waste my time. This is retarded.
But I didn't know I needed them then, is what they're going to tell you.
I don't care.
Yeah.
It's just...
The classic one with that is when you get the collection quest followed by the courier quest.
Yeah.
You get go and collect this from
and you
100
do, and then
miles
they
away.
say, now take it over here.
And to the guy that was stood next to the bloke who gave it you in the first place. Yeah, that's mildly annoying.
And the system I had put together, while still in the grand scheme of things, as far as where I'd like to take the new system, it was simple, but it was still all built on the concept of everything that you do is a task. A quest is a collection of tasks.
Yeah, and one of the things that I had written in my notes is really that a quest could actually be a combination of any of these. Okay. One or more. It's just however many you need to have.
I think just for readability, it definitely works. If you say a quest is a collection of quests, it's a little weird. Quest is a collection of tasks. A task is...
All right, fine. Never mind.
I love you too, Zach. Oh, come on. Don't start erasing everything.
No. It's okay.
See, Nelson, you thought you were a pain in the butt.
And I'm not being a pain in the butt.
I didn't say you were.
Content-driven. And we'll call these tasks. And we'll make it big. And so what these are is literally quest components. Okay. Now Jason's happy. Does anybody else have anything else to say? Because this is all of the tasks that I have as I switch over my vocab.
All right, so Nelson, Gavin, come on, start thinking.
There's a couple that I've been sort of staring at this list trying to work out whether you've covered, which are spy.
Spy. Okay, explain what spy is.
And/or infiltrate, which is it's almost the opposite of a kill quest. Go somewhere and either find information or find someone. Okay, yeah.
Plus that.
Okay, that's cool. That's what I've been kind of looking at this going, well, it's kind of a bit of this and that.
And that's what I was kind of getting at earlier, is that basically a quest could be assembled from any of these. And now Jason just wanted to call them tasks, so we'll call them tasks, which is totally cool. It does delineate kind of the idea, which is good.
Nelson.
I
know you've got 20 ideas on top of this, and I'm dying to hear them.
But see, everything that I kind of I'm thinking of are again combinations.
Yeah.
I really like sabotage. Couriers sounds like lots of fun, but that's a combination. I don't know, stuff and things.
I think it's because you've called the kill quest kill.
Yeah, you don't like
If you
that?
see what I mean? Well, what I'm trying to get across is this sort of non-killing, not hack and slash related quests that are like kill quests more than any of the others.
Well, but
wouldn't
you
that
don't
just be
kill
like
'em.
a multi-interact quest where it's like go push these 7 buttons or something?
Yeah, and things like go investigate this room to find evidence about something could just be an explorer plus a collect.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Okay, I'll shut up.
No,
Well, I don't want you to shut up.
I don't want anybody to
and
shut
it's
up.
cool. I realize that it's kind of hard, and I'm sure it's not impossible, but I realize it's probably hard to add to this list. It took me a while to get the list up to this point.
The thing is, you're absolutely right. There aren't that many.
No, there really aren't. And some part of
really
you
are,
wants there to be more.
It's all cosmetic when you get down to it.
Yeah.
Industry? Can an NPC go tell you to build a farm for him?
Craft?
Absolutely.
Craft.
But that would still be crafting. It's just the crafting would be architecture.
And running and maintaining for a
That actually kind of comes up a little later. I have a maintenance style quest, but I don't have the idea that an NPC could ever give you that quest. You could have a maintenance quest. And
like a quest but would that include like warding off wolves and building up walls and stuff like that? Like an NPC says, "I'm leaving my house for X number of days. I'll give you."
So that'd be like a defense quest.
Yeah, like a defense quest, which I guess could go up under like a maintenance style quest.
I've just to say it before I forget it, what I'm thinking of which is a reputation quest, which is essentially it wouldn't matter what you did as long as it had a certain effect on your reputation. Possibly, go and lose this amount of reputation. Obviously, we wouldn't want to present it in such a manner, but that would be the effect of it. But a quest where they don't care if you kill some guy, if you go and rob some bloke, or if you sort of just sell some information to the mob, or whatever you do, as long as it has a certain effect on either your reputation or whatever.
Basically a quest to get your reputation up to or down to some level.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, just out of that, like a few more words popped into my head. Acting as a delegate for a corporation. So your actions would affect the reputation of that corporation.
Yeah, anytime you use a programming-based term as a real-world term, my eyebrow always shifts up.
What programming-based term did I...
Mm-hmm.
What, delegate? No.
No, I seriously mean delegate.
I know you do.
Yeah.
I know you do. I'm just saying that it always get like when I hear that come out of your mouth, I'm always like, huh? All right. But wait. Okay. So we had
that would blunder reputation because you could be representing somebody else or some other interest. In which case, if you lose reputation while you're representing that interest, you'll lose a significant amount of reputation with that interest.
Well, it's also interesting in that if you're on one of these and you say it's to raise your reputation by a point, and you get attacked by someone that you then proceed to beat away, and that knocks your reputation down one with the particular faction that you're on, then it's a quest that would suddenly become much harder, or it could be easier if you're about to be in with a big. But it's a very situational.
Definitely a cool
thing.
quest to talk about something that's you're a good guy with high rep, and you're given a quest to do something that's extremely shady. But the first thing you have to do is you have to destroy your rep with a certain faction so that you would be accepted by this other group.
Well, sure, you've got to prove that you've severed your tie.
That's right.
I suppose that gets into the idea of sort of almost class-specific quests. That's not really the subject of this, I suppose.
Well, maybe not. I mean, I imagine
it's
just the concept of having a quest whose completion status was based on reputation numbers that apply to your character, and you having to have those within a certain range doesn't seem class-specific to me.
No, that's cool then.
But definitely sounds fun.
Yeah. Okay. So, do we have anything else?
I've got to go execute somebody in my own corporation. Damn it.
Yep, so we've got rep shifting and we have a kill quest. Combined.
Do you want to mention compulsory quests as opposed to... Or is that for another video, but it just occurred to me. the idea between quests you really have to, or once you've
No, these are just
sort of,
generically the types
These
of
are
quests
types
you will encounter while in the game, or the types of tasks you will perform while completing your quests within the game.
cool.
Because we're kind of establishing the meta quests, the things that you're going to do, and then these will all be kind of bundled together into various groups.
Justified, yeah.
Yeah.
So if this is everything that we can think of at the moment, and we're about to move out, it's 15 minutes in. You want to go ahead and stop this one and...
We can, but actually what I have to add for the PvP quest is very small.
Oh, okay, let's go ahead and do it then.
It's very small. And we can, if we want to add more to the discussion, we can do that maybe in the next video, but if there's not, then we can get it out of the way now.
No, if it's small, let's go ahead, yeah.
So if we had... Now, these are, again, presented internally. These are quests that come from within the game. So these would be things like NPC-driven bounties. So this would be NPCs literally wanting you to kill another player. Because they did something terrible. Then maybe a kill quota quest. This would be an NPC wants you to go kill X members of a particular faction, other players who are part of a corporation or a guild or a gang or any sort of group of folk. You've got to go out and make sure that you bag 17 of them. Then I have Conquest. This is probably exactly what you think it is. Go conquer or stand in a particular PvP stronghold and claim it for this particular faction.
And then there's reciprocals for at least conquest and bounties for protection.
Sure.
I mean, what if one of the perks to having a really high reputation for a particular
Well, those could both be
NPC group? What if they, as a result, if that group that you have a really high reputation with notices that you have a bounty on your head, they send out a few dudes that, of course, they probably won't be following you around forever, but that, sort of tail you or something. I don't know, words.
Well, or even, if you're in your local pub of a Friday night and somebody starts some aggro with you, you're all of a sudden, 6 huge blokes tap him on the shoulder and introduce themselves as your mates, just because they know who you are and you're there and you bought around occasionally.
Well, these would have to be pretty highly connected in order for that idea to work. But it seems like it could be done if the system knew that some NPC had put out a hit on you, but you've got really high reputation with a particular group, or maybe even a counter group. You got Corporation A and Corporation B who hate each other.
Or you bought protection from them.
Maybe your reputation with your corporation is so high that they now consider you to be an asset. And so as soon as that NPC makes that bounty quest for you, another quest appears to anybody else in that corporation to help keep you alive, as long as your reputation's high enough.
If you didn't want to go that far, you could take it that the system sent as soon as that quest is given to put the bounties put on you, the system sends out a someone will leak it to you or leak it to members of your faction.
Right.
In fact, that actually brings in an interesting idea about, rather than you getting the information that your life's in danger, another player of the same faction gets the information as a quest to come and tell you that your life is in danger. So that generates a quest for them as well.
I see what you're saying. It seems like that could get really complicated, but I do see what you're saying.
Well, we're looking for I was just thinking of ways to integrate the sort of auto-generated quests. That would be a good way to get a free quest out of something rather than giving the information straight to the relevant player. And also, it would be like in the real world. Some guy who's really high up in a corporation isn't going to be hanging around the lowlifes under Waterloo Station Bridge, but there's possibly a message could come via that route if somebody seeks you out.
Or possibly, if you ever see a bounty for a player that is in a corporation that you're both in high standing with, you could possibly get some money from that corporation by finding the other player and telling him about it. So the bounties won't automatic. I mean, I don't know how you're planning on having bounties appear, but if they're not automatically told to people, then it could be an interesting mechanic to have people, see, hey, this guy is a friend of my friend's. He has a bounty on him. Let's go track him down or something. I don't know. I'm just...
Well, and actually, that brings up an interesting point, which is probably just worth noting and then keeping for the stipulations, which is the idea of... We're so used to this idea of go into a town and just start hacking apart things. But, what if putting a bounty on someone's head, like in the real world, was illegal? Then all of a sudden, putting a bounty on another player's head becomes a whole new decision tree, because you can't just put it up on a notice board, because the police will be knocking on your door saying, "Can we have a word with you?"
Right. Let's go ahead and pick this very discussion up and continue in the next video, since we're...
Yeah, I thought it would be
sorry,
quick, and I failed, apparently.
It's all good. Since we're 20 minutes, but no, because you do have an interesting point that you're bringing up, Gavin, that I think is very important when we do get into discussing bounties, because some of the stuff you're saying is indeed accurate, but it falls under two categories. But
I do want to mention that bounties will probably have their very own video. I have a very large internal section specifically on setting up bounties.
I just didn't want Gavin to think that I was just cutting him off, and that was something...
No, I was trying to cut myself off as well, because I've been trying to keep on topic, and I do have a tendency to wander. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Well, let's go ahead and wrap this one up. We'll continue in the next video with what we're discussing now. Thanks a lot, guys.